Well, in the spring of 2006, just before we closed on our home, I all of a sudden started getting a little bit dizzy. And the dizziness just got a little bit worse, a little bit worse. It was constant. And so I was always walking into walls, and unless I was sitting completely still with my head straight, I would be dizzy. And I just kind of learned to live with it. And it went on for 10 years before we actually came down here, almost 10 years. Well, one of my biggest concerns was that somebody at work was going to think I was on something because I kept walking into the walls. I walked down the hall, but thank goodness the corridors weren't that wide. Otherwise, it really would have been a disaster. But I was really concerned about the people at work thinking that there was something wrong with me.
Okay.
A friend of ours' sister had brought her daughter here, and she thought it might be something that would help my husband, Christopher, who has PTSD and a moderate brain injury, which he got in Iraq. And I was sitting in the exam room, and while Dr. Debbie was examining him, I'm thinking, hey, that applies to me. That applies to me. Okay, 3 times the charm. Excuse me, I'm right over here. I need some help.
Okay. Walk down the
It
hallway.
was almost immediate. Actually, it was immediate. When she put the prisms on, and she said, walk down the hall. For one thing, when I jumped out of the chair, I felt like I was a little taller. For somebody 5'2", that's really huge. So I went down the hall and I walked straight towards that great big flower that Dr. Debbie has on the wall, and I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. Almost anything I can do now, where things I might have hesitated to do because I knew I was going to be off balance or I wasn't going to feel well because I was going to get so dizzy doing it. I can bend over and stand up without falling over. It's really made a huge difference in my everyday little things in life.
So,
This is something that they have to try to see if this will do what it did for me and just give them back a normal life rather than having to try to learn how to live with being off balance all the time. Everybody seems so hesitant to believe that this actually is something that works, but it does. I am so glad that we found this clinic. The people here are so warm and welcoming. The waiting room has been designed for people that have cognitive brain issues that just need some quiet. It's just like coming to Disney.